For wholesale distribution, what would you say are some of the main challenges they're facing right now?
I would say a big one would probably be, it's something that we did talk about, but manufacturers are actually starting to sell directly to consumers. Not a ton of them, but it is starting to happen a lot more. And the reason for that is manufacturers have more of a connection to the consumers now more than ever with the advent of e-commerce and things like that. It's connected them a lot more.
There's no like middleman. You don't have to have a middleman.
Exactly. You can cut out the middleman entirely, right? So not even just consumers, but retailers too, right? You can get connected with a lot more retailers like directly. You don't have to have that liaison, the wholesaler and the distributor. You can just jump right to the retailer or just jump right to the consumer, right? Because the big thing with manufacturing before was they didn't want it's expensive to do a run of production, no matter what. And then oftentimes you don't want to be left with products that you're not selling, right? So the idea was you would get an order from a wholesaler, that those are all accounted for, that they're all going to go out the door, right? When you're dealing with individual orders, it becomes a lot more difficult. But now that with e-commerce,
you can pre-order.
Yeah, people can pre-order. They can put all those orders in. You can pile them up until you have enough to do a run. Then you do a run, right? The problem, of course, is it is more expensive. They're going to have to get more logistics people, more sales people, things like that. But a lot of manufacturers are seeing that, it's worth it. It's a little bit of an initial investment, but you can charge a way bigger markup. You're not forced to kind of charge these really discounted rates to the wholesaler and distributor. You can charge what their wholesalers are charging to their people.
And get more money. You don't have to pay the wholesalers or distributors.
Yeah, exactly, right? So that's a big one, right? Yeah. Demand forecasting is also a tough one for wholesalers. You can do the best demand forecasting in the world. There's always going to be discrepancies. There's always going to be times where you've ordered too much or you didn't order enough and you're missing shipments. Either way is bad, right? Either you're storing things and you're eating up your carrying costs, or you're not fulfilling orders and you're missing out on those sales, right? So either way is bad. So it's becoming more and more. It seems like anyway that the demand forecasting is becoming more and more difficult, just with ebbs and flows. Things happen, like COVID-19, for example, where it's really hard to predict in today's modern day. And again, you can never always pick the perfect product. Sometimes you might think, this product is going to do really well. And then you buy a ton of it, and then it just sits in your warehouse.
Dead stock.
It turns into dead stock. Exactly. So no one likes dead stock. So that's the big one. And then lastly, I would say growing competition. There is so many, you can't even go on TikTok these days without somebody telling you that, this is how to make $1 million in an e-commerce shop, right? Or here's how you, and a lot of that is fueling this surgence into, people are seeing that, like I said, there's $1 trillion, 15, the biggest countries generate $1 trillion. That's a lot of money, right? Everyone wants to get a piece of that. And it seems like it's easy money. It's not, of course. But it seems like it is. So a lot of people are getting into that, not even just locally, but also like internationally, right? So you're going to have to start competing with people in other countries, foreign countries, who are kind of like undercutting you. So constantly people are in the wholesale market right now are getting undercut. That's a big thing, right? So growing competition is making it really, really hard for wholesalers and distributors.
Yeah, I know Amazon is like one of the biggest e-commerce platforms, but in the recent 2 years, there's this new online marketplace called Temu. I'm not sure if you heard about it.
I have not, actually.
Yeah, but it's operated by a Chinese company, but basically they sell things like super, super cheap. And last year they had a grand opening in Canada. So there was free shipping on everything. There were 30% off coupon codes that you could apply at checkout. And they would give you an expected delivery date. And if they were like a day late or something, they would give you $5 in credit to apply for your next purchase. And one of the biggest things was if you bought an item and that item went lower, you could go back to that item and get the credit back. So yeah, you just collect the differences.
Look out, Amazon! We got a new player two has entered the game.
It rose to the top of the charts really fast. And one thing that they did really well was they really gamified the shopping experience. So if you referred the app to a friend, you could win free items, get points, and you could just get a bunch of free stuff just by referring your friends to it. So yeah, Temu soared to the top. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing after this podcast. I'm going to go buy some stock in Temu.
There's also AliExpress. For AliExpress, you can buy phone cases for $1 to $3. It's actually crazy.
I didn't even know that was possible. How can you even manufacture them for that cheap? That's actually super impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually reminds me of another challenge that wholesalers face is like the seamless and responsive, reaction time they need to have for consumers, because everyone's so used to getting things now, or free shipping, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So, I mean, we've expected that because of Amazon, right? So
one day shipping.
Exactly. You order something and like
at your doorstep.
it's at your doorstep by the time you've closed your browsing window, So then that's what we need to like. We have to understand that not everyone's capable of that. Amazon has an incredibly good distribution process. So other companies aren't going to be able to keep up with that kind of demand, So, I mean, that's a big one is keeping up with the expectations of the modern day e-commerce consumer. Yeah.
We're so used to instant gratification.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I remember seeing this one meme where someone was like, kids these days will never know the pain of having to like run to the washroom during a commercial break and then running back so you don't miss your favorite show.